first 2 games of the series, the Rockets had held Steph Curry to a frigid 15% three-point percentage and a pedestrian 17 points a game. Most felt like it was only a matter of time until he got going, and it took until the third quarter for Curry to ignite and leave the Rockets sputtering for air. Houston was able to limit Curry's attempts by picking him up above the three-point line and forcing him to be a driver. When Draymond backscreened Chris Paul, you can see him go to the ground to try and get a foul call. The refs didn't fall for it, and Curry gets the best kind of three after driving and dishing and replacing to the line. And this shot was only a precursor of what was to come. The first play of the second half was a low post entry and a Curry backdoor cut on Paul. Great adjustment to cut back up, then attack on the catch right by him. One step for the one-handed lefty and one. A minute later, watch Ariza's terrible hustle to get back on the turnover, allowing a good shooter another easy shot, something you never want to do as a defense. While all the talk has been about the Rockets attacking Curry on defense, and make no mistake, in the first half it was working for them, Curry got his revenge by roasting James Harden several times in the third quarter. The slick behind-the-back dribble gets him right by Harden, but when the dish got mishandled, he found himself in the deep corner, and after a second to adjust himself, blows right by him again and takes a shorter second step to get the ball up before Capella could block it out of the air. With a bigger Ariza on him, he struggled briefly to get by him, but once he realized Capella was on the bench, he could do a one-handed teardrop over Mbah a Moute straight through the hoop. In Game 2, the Rockets picked up the pace, but in Game 3 inexplicably went back to a crawl. They were a step slow most of the night, unable to keep up with the faster pace of the Warriors' offense. Harden again gets caught on Curry and looks statuesque as Curry cuts back door for a nice up and under layup. And the lead started to balloon. Either Chris Paul is hurt or he's all kinds of sleeping. He allows a clean catch in the simple handoff going to Curry's left, the direction he's most comfortable shooting in. And to cap off his 18-point perfect quarter, they force Harden on him once again, and while this was excellent defense, Harden was no match for the Super Saiyan powers of Steph Curry. A subtle adjustment the Warriors made on defense that I thought would work was to make the ball screener a playmaker. With a loose double on Harden, Tucker is a short roller, and the Warriors just didn't rotate well. Draymond should have stepped up, KD should have bumped down to Capella, but instead, a nice little pass from Tucker gets a dunk. Ariza was up next, and as they crowded around Harden, it enabled a quick swing pass. Very nice attack on the catch to get into the lane with one dribble. Draymond was too worried about the lob to Capella and gives Ariza a free run to the hoop. Ariza again does a short roll, and making him make decisions is a good concept, but not when his decision is to dribble once and finger roll it in, all due to Capella's alley-oop gravity. Even Capella got into the act when the defense got it out of Harden's hands. While the first shot was blocked, Capella was in great position for the rebound and they were forced to put him on the free throw line. This was the closest they got to stopping the roll man. On the slip, Clay steps over to contest his shot into a miss, but Nick Young can't get inside position in time and Capella taps it in. The most startling thing to me was the dichotomy in playing styles. Now, I can't sit here and say the Warriors didn't isolate. Of course, they got their fair share, especially when you've got a guy like Durant who can just elevate over his defender for short mid-range shots. But it is clear to me that this is as much a battle between motion offense and isolation attack, and it's possible the Warriors are ending this discussion in this series. It could very well be an aesthetic thing for me, since I just don't find an offense that literally has one option while the other four guys stand around and watch fun to look at. I can appreciate the ballet of movement and ball screens and passing and easy looks that the Warriors generated over and over in this game. Again, Harden and Chris Paul can generate offense with isolations, and usually it's at a high efficiency. But I can't help but think that sharing the ball and keeping everyone involved is a better way to play. Keeping all the players focused with energy and looking to create the most open shot possible. The irony is that Mike D'Antoni is the architect of the 21 series, a modern interpretation of the triangle offense, and yet they decided to pare everything down into its bare essentials, which allows a great defensive team to wall up the weak side and prevent easy looks. And in the long run, when you get to the conference finals and beyond, I'd argue that it's the team with the easiest shots at the basket that wins the series. So the Rockets not only need to be afraid of another Steph Curry explosion, especially in his house, but there's another question looming over their heads. What if Klay Thompson wakes up and begins to score like he normally does? All the more reason to assume the Warriors will be heading to the finals and hosting the Eastern Conference champion in their house.
Welcome to my house. It's my house.
Sports fans, make sure to hit the subscribe button and adjust your settings so you can get notified immediately when we drop another great NBA video. Let us know how you feel with a thumbs up and a comment. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?